Hey guys, Blaze Gamer here, back with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be breaking down the top 10 UFC fights that need to happen this year. This has been the ultra epic YouTube video that I've been building towards in all my last videos, so yeah, let's jump straight into these awesome fights, guys. I can't wait to go through and see if you guys agree. If you guys want to let me know in the comment section your most anticipated fights, yeah, drop a comment and we'll have a discussion in the comments. If you guys want to talk about your favourite fights, I mean, I've got some, but yeah, let's jump straight in, guys. So at number 10 we've got Nick Diaz versus Mike Perry, and I know this might sound weird to some of you, some of you may think like, what the fuck, but I think this is a really good fight. First of all, Nick Diaz has said that he's 99% sure he's coming back to the UFC this year, so I'm kind of hoping, you know, he stays. But I hope this should be a great fight versus Mike Perry. He's always ready, even though he didn't win his last fight. He always comes ready. He hasn't had a corner. He actually won without a corner against Mickey Gall, which was a pretty fun fight. But yeah, he's a really good fighter. He always comes ready, so you can't fault him for that. And Nick Diaz, again, much similar to Nate Diaz. His fighting style is just top notch. His boxing, yeah, he's an elite level fighter, I would say. So that would be a great fight for Nick Diaz coming back into. Great stylistic fight. They both, even though Nick Diaz hasn't fought in a very long time, back in their day, you know, if Nick Diaz gets his head straight, gets his head right, you know what I mean. I think even, you know, well, get into an MMA mindset at least, you know what I mean. I know he said before that he doesn't, I think he said he doesn't actually particularly enjoy it. I think one time he actually said, I don't want to hurt nobody, I just want to play. So like, fair play. But if he does come back, which I think he will, because he has made public, but I think this would be a good stylistic return for Nick. And moving on to number 9, at number 9 we have Cejudo versus Yan. Now I know this might also be another one, people like, well, Cejudo's retired, but again, Henry Cejudo has said that he would come out of retirement, and I think this is the best thing. I hope the UFC really do bring him back, because I do think Cejudo needs to save the division. At the end of the day, it's kind of everywhere with the title picture. I think you watch the Yan Sterling fight, and Yan dominated Sterling. Sterling didn't win a round. Sterling's style, even TJ Dillashaw said he doesn't prevent too much of a threat, because I don't know, maybe it was just the adrenaline, but in Sterling. But to me, Yan looked like he battered Sterling, and I've seen the full fight, so I don't think Aljamain Sterling is champion. I think the only two champions, or the only champion in that division really is Henry Cejudo. So I think he needs to come back, save the division, and fight Yan at some point this year. I think they do need to obviously do the rematch between Sterling with Sterling, because I think that is a very good rematch. But I think Yan will finish Sterling a lot earlier, even though the disqualifying, you can't. That was really bad. That you shouldn't know. Whether or not Aljamain was as concussed as he was saying, I genuinely believe him. But that being said, if he just wanted a way to get the belt, then fair play. Because he's the champ now at the end of the day. But getting back to the Cejudo Yan fight again, I think stylistically this should favour Yan, but again, Cejudo is one of the best. You look at his resume and who he's beat: Demetrius Johnson, Dillashaw. He beat killers. I'm trying to think, so I'm gonna get too high. Marlon Moraes, Dominic Cruz. He's beat some true killers and some of the best fighters in the division. I do think Cejudo would beat Yan, but I think it should favour him because his boxing. I think Cejudo's striking is really near Yan level, but his grappling is a definite. But I think that's just, again, as I say, another really great stylistically a fun fight to put on. I think Cejudo needs to come back. I think he really, as I say, I think this should It's really good for that weight division if Cyril comes back. And then moving on to number 8, we have McGregor. Yes, I think this is a huge fight and a really big fight, because I think look at the potential that they've just Edwards versus Diaz. If you look at what could happen if Diaz is to beat Edwards, which I think he will, then that will put him as number 3 in the welterweight rankings. And if Masvidal beats Usman, yeah, hopefully by fucking Ella can make happen, then we can Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal for the welterweight title. Does Diaz beat Masvidal, then we can have the McGregor Diaz trilogy, and that's how I see this fight in my mind. Yeah, that's how I visualise this fight happening. Maybe that's just a fan in me, but I think that's how it will happen, guys, and that's why it is quite high on it, and that's why it is on there, because the potential of that fight could be a huge fight, especially with the crowd. So that's another big trilogy fight for McGregor to cash in. And then we've got at number 7, we've got Holloway versus Volkanovski 3. And I know this is another fan favourite. I know a lot of people do want to see this fight, and me too, because I again, like a lot of people thought, I do believe Holloway beat Volkanovski. And I'm not gonna lie, even at first when I watched the Holloway Volkanovski, the first fight I thought Holloway beat him. When I watched it back, I did give it to Volk, but I thought the second fight Holloway definitely won. More knockdowns, more significant strikes, good takedown defense. So if you watch the last 2, we're a lot closer, but the first 3 definitely Max Holloway, 30-27. Just those 3 rounds, but yeah, the trilogy fight really needs to happen, because I don't think people are going to leave Volkanovski, even if he beat Ortega. But should Ortega beat Volkanovski, then that's another really interesting fight. But I think the trilogy with Volk is a really big fight, especially again with the crowd in Australia. That's a huge fight. So yeah, again, we all know the history between the two. So again, I do favour Holloway in that fight. Definitely, I'll be rooting for Holloway. His against Alvin was incredible. One of the best performances I've ever seen. Just his boxing combinations, kind of just inspiring. You know, if you're up-and-coming fighter or you're an amateur, then that's good. I mean, you could look at that. That's inspiring, just in terms of like combinations and the way you can throw your punches. But yeah, the trilogy fight is a really huge fight in my mind, a great fight, and I can't wait to see it if they do it. And then coming in at number 6, we've got Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Cody Garbrandt. And I think this is a fight that again needs to happen this year. I think there's another big fight in front of O'Malley, but the reason why I gave him Cody, because I think the hype has been building around it. I don't know if it's dead or not, but I still think that's a massive fight. You know, does Cody get through Rob Font? Yeah, I want to say it's May 22nd that they go. I want to say it's in May. There's a big bantamweight showcase in May. Going on, you've got Dillashaw versus Sanhagen. But yeah, I just think, guys, as I say, I'm a massive fan of Sean O'Malley. He looked great against Almeida. The striking was really elite. Garbrandt didn't really get to see too much of his striking in the what's his name? I believe, was it? No, it was a Sunshao. Rafael Sunshao. Sunsao. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, he fucking knocked him out on the buzzer. It was the most badass knockout I've ever seen. It was so clean. It was literally on the buzzer, knocked him out clean. But other than that, yeah, we didn't get to see too much of his striking in the fight. But I'd say the O'Malley Garbrandt fight needs to happen, just because of they're both very exciting, and they both can knock your lights out at any second. Could be first round, could be later on in the fight. So I think if Cody just sort of opens up a bit more on striking and his wrestling, but I think, especially against O'Malley, I think if he can just sort of use his overall game, I think it could be a really tough fight for O'Malley. But if he wants to strike, then I think I'll favour O'Malley in that fight. But as I say, another great fight. But I think it really needs to happen, as I say. The beef and the talk. O'Malley's just coming off a big win now. Cody's about to fight a really good fighter Rob One, who just knocked out Marlon Moraes really badly. So, and he also trains with Calvin Kattar. I mean, even though he lost to Holloway, he really did show he's one of the dogs in the featherweight division. He's got a lot of heart and he won't give up. So, yeah, that's a great fight in O'Malley versus Cody. But you also got at number 5. Now this fight really needs to happen for us UK fans. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards 2. I really think this fight needs to happen in London in a O2 Arena. The reason why this is number 5 and why it's so high up is mainly because, you know, I support Rocky, even though I'm favouring Diaz, which makes me look bad. But yeah, I think does or should Edwards beat Diaz, which he definitely can. Then I think this would be an epic rematch to have in the O2 Arena. The first fight I honestly haven't watched, but I've heard that Usman did kind of dominate him. But you've seen Edwards since he's been on a 9-fight winning streak. Again, about to have the biggest fight of his life against Nate Diaz, which is awesome, and I can't wait to watch that fight. But this fight with Usman, I just think for us UK fans needs to happen. I do believe Edwards can get it done. I think what he's proven since that fight, you know, he's beaten Vicente Luque, RDA, Gunnar Nelson, Cowboy Cerrone, and he's about to fight Nate Diaz. And he's been, you know, you can even put that on there. He's been in there with Kamaru Usman, and you look at how far Kamaru Usman's come. He's one of the best, one of the greatest of all time. I'd say he's not caliber. He's never. You look at his UFC run and who he's beat. Yeah, Kamaru Usman is easily one of the greatest of all time. And you imagine if Edwards beats Usman with the win streak that he's on right now, I believe he would be almost up there with GSP. He would be second. He'd be, I think he's already in the top 3, but that would put him even closer to Usman and even himself becoming one of the best welterweights of all time, and that would be huge for England. Michael Bisping was the first UFC champion, and he defended the belt. And now Leon Edwards has got the opportunity to have the same career path where he's selling out loads of venues across Europe, but he's also got that potential to make, you know, history again, have a lot of title defences and really solidify himself as one of the best welterweights of all time. So there's a lot riding on that rematch, and I can't wait to see it. As I say, should be. I think it will. The second time around, I can see it honestly being a boxing fight. I can see it being a stand-up fight, but yeah, as I say, another fun fight to look forward to this year. Hopefully it happens. I would love to see it this year. But at number 4, you got Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko. Now I know there's another big fight to look forward to, and I believe that's what they're thinking about doing. Should they both get past their opponent? Weili's got Rose Namajunas April 26th. Shevchenko's got Andrade, and they're both fighting on the same card with the Usman Masvidal rematch, but they're both co-main, which is pretty awesome. So should they both get the win, that should be an ultra epic fight. And I say again, when you think about their fighting styles, you cannot ask for a better fight. I think they're both very similar in their kicks, so they're both quite similar in terms of fighting style. So that's why I say it should make for a really great fight. And they're both two of the best in the division. Both had great fights. I mean, Shevchenko's had way more defenses, and she probably, she is up there with Nunes as one of the best female fighters of all time. And then you've got Weili, who's on the rise, who's beat Andrade, who's beat Young Jacek, who's about to fight Namajunas. So look at the run. And then she also beat Tesha Torres, Weili did, and she's also on a win streak. So if she can continue her run at strawweight and then get the big fight with Shevchenko, then she's also on her way to being in that on a list of some of the best female fighters of all time. So yeah, again, as I say, stylistically, it really is. Could not ask for a better fight. Yeah, very, very, very good. As to who I'd favour, I'd favour Weili. I'm a huge fan of Weili, so I'd be rooting for Weili. I love Shevchenko every time she fights. It's always exciting, but I think Weili's going to starch Namajunas on the 26th, and I think Shevchenko's a much tougher test, but yeah, I'm very excited for that. Let me guys, I always do this. Let me know what you guys think of that fight, Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko. I think that's a really sweet fight. But at number 3, and I know this is another McGregor one, but I'm a huge McGregor fan. But McGregor fighting for the lightweight belt, and yeah, whether that be against Oliveira or Chandler, but it's not really necessarily about that to me. It's about Conor McGregor getting the championship and becoming champion again. I think the lightweight division, now that Khabib's retired, and he was one of the biggest stars in the UFC. He was huge, and they've just lost a huge star in their division, a champion. So I think someone really needs to step up, and well, I think Michael Chandler could be a good sort of like he could be a good like mascot for the UFC, kind of like, I don't know, he kind of reminds me of like Captain America for the MCU, but like in a good way, obviously. But he's kind of got that potential, like that Cormier potential, where he's yeah, just very well liked, and yeah, he's a very good fighter. So yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think either of them really have that star potential that McGregor does. So I think McGregor needs to come back again, save the lightweight division, and then once he's done with that, go to welterweight, become the first triple champion in UFC, and yeah, that's what I mean, guys. I mean, I don't mind who he fights. I think Michael Chandler is a better fight for Conor because of Oliveira's deadly jiu-jitsu, and there's no way Oliveira's going to stand with Conor. And you've seen what Oliveira did to Tony. He almost snapped his arm, which was quite bad, and we've seen him submit Kevin Lee, and he's also on a win streak. So I would like to see McGregor fight Michael Chandler, just because I think it's a more even fight. But if Oliveira does beat Michael Chandler, then that's a really tough fight for McGregor. But just McGregor fighting for the lightweight belt again, someone I really want to see. But McGregor's got to get through Poirier 3. He's got that trilogy coming up, and Poirier's no easy task, so, as McGregor's seen. But yeah, but he knocked out Poirier in the first fight, so they're very well even. So I look forward to the trilogy fight as well. And the reason why that fight's not on here is because it's kind of I think it's meant to be, it's sort of been rumoured for July 10th, and I do think the UFC will announce that fight. And I do think, guys, this will lead into my number 2, which is the Jones versus Ngannou. So yeah, that last 2 now, guys, but yeah, Jones versus Ngannou, I think, is a huge fight. I've talked about a lot in my UFC 260 reaction. They also did a Diaz versus Edwards reaction where I broke down Francis Ngannou's potential up-and-coming opponents. But I'll just sort of talk about it a little bit here. But that is an ultra-epic fight. I can't wait to see. I do think it will happen. I think UFC will make it, considering the demand for us fans have been going crazy about it. So I think the UFC will cash in, and they'll put it in a stadium, and they'll give Jones the money that he wants. So yeah, but number 1, let's just jump straight into the number 1, is Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington. Now this is a fight I've been wanting to see ever since forever, ever since they fought, I believe, over a year ago. So this is a fight that's been needing to happen for a long time now. And I know the UFC have gotten close. They wanted to make it on TUF. They wanted to make them the head coaches. They wanted to do it, I believe, February. They wanted to they wanted to do it earlier this year, but they've been wanting to make this fight. No, they wanted to do it in December as well, which was meant to be co-headlined by Nunes versus Anderson. So this fight has been in the works for a long time now, and it's been sort of. I mean, I've been wanting this fight for a while, so I hope the UFC can get this fight done somehow. Again, I think the bad blood between them is just. I would love to see the press conference. I think it just feels so real, and feel like they genuinely do hate each other and they don't like each other. But I think there's only one way Masvidal can't avoid. Does Masvidal beat Usman, as I say, then he's also got Colby and Diaz all eyeing him up, and yeah, that's when you can't avoid him. You'll be trapped by Colby and Nate Diaz if he gets to. Yeah, but that's just a great fight, as I say, guy. I really would love to see that fight again. I was hoping we would have them as coaches on TUF. I don't know what the UFC are even doing about that. What kind of coaches they're going to be getting, but I think they said they wanted it to be a bantamweight showcase. I want to say. But I don't know who the coach should be. If you guys want to let me know in the comment section down below who you guys think should be the coaches with the Ultimate Fighter. Then there's been a suggestion by Dan Hooker that Darren Till versus Mike Perry, maybe that would be fun. That'd be freaking sweet. Actually, that'd be very funny. Yeah, I know Darren Till's got injury, so that could keep him active in terms. I mean, at least he'd be able to recover, then maybe still find Mike Perry later. But that'd be sweet. But other than that, I can't really think of who would do it. But if they wanna maybe wait, then they can still do Masvidal versus Covington, hopefully. But I guess should Masvidal beat Usman, then he's got Diaz. So, but yeah, guys, that is a great fight. That I would love to see. It's my number one. It's the fight that I've been wanting for so long. And I thought we'd have it by now, but I know the UFC loved that fight too. I know the UFC really want it. But yeah, I just think that fight needs to happen. Just as I say, the history. They actually used to be friends. They knew each other for a long time. So I think it should make for a really good fight. I think it would be a boxing fight, and I think Masvidal could potentially get Colby out there, but I do think Colby would just use his wrestling and wear Masvidal down. But again, guys, that is a great fight, and as I say, comment down below, guys, what UFC fights are you excited about? Because we just went through a killer list. And if you guys have any more epic fights you want to share, please let me know, because I can't wait to read the comments. Yeah, but I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I hope it was as epic as I hyped it up to be. I mean, to me, some of the fights that we've covered, I mean, I'm still buzzing. I mean, O'Malley versus Cody, and just the fact that he's got Dominic Cruz next. Just the fact that Sean O'Malley's fighting Dominic Cruz next. Well, hopefully. Just the fact that he's got that fight out there for him, though, that's just even more. Oh my god, that is so. You know. So yeah, guys, as I say, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, leave a like, and yeah, peace.